Biggity buns, you big.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here to announce that we are getting ready to interview an amazing, amazing young lady who is a serial entrepreneur, who loves giving back to her community, who made a commitment to God. And we're going to talk about all of that in the interview. She's also getting ready to start her line with Posner Cosmetics. Shout out to John Blassingame, first of all, for connecting Belinda and I, and for being who he is for Black Link Magazine. We do appreciate it. And then also the connection to Posner as well. So shout out to John and New Day Associates, and shout out to Belinda for saying yes to this interview. So on the other side of this, Miss Belinda Sanders. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and I'm super excited to have my special guest, Belinda Sanders, here with me. Belinda, welcome to Black Link Magazine.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Marva. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying yes. So I have to tell everyone, tell the world, my beautiful earrings came from Belinda. Yes, they did. Thank you for gifting me, Belinda. I appreciate that. I had to tell it. I want to get started by, of course, welcoming you and allowing you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the world. Let them know who you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is Belinda Sanders. I am a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a philanthropist. I am an author, as well as I'm super excited about recently launching my podcast, Dear Future Husband. I am also, I'm sure you can probably tell based on the name, I am a hopeless romantic. So I love love. I love family. I love marriage. Anything around relationships and love, I absolutely love. So yeah.
I want to get into this interview because whenever I was reading your bio and reading about, what you do, I like the fact that you give back, right? So you are a serial entrepreneur, and but
Yes.
your main goal, what I read, is that you want to help people and you like to give back to your community and give to others. And haven't known you long. I only met you briefly, but that's the sense that I get. So let's talk about growing up and what inspires you to give back, what inspires you to do the things that you do.
All right. Well, first of all, I kind of, I grew up poor, like a lot of people in our community. But I, at a very young age, realized that I could not live a poor adult life. Like I really liked nice things. I was always one of the people that would go to the store, and what I liked, it happened to be the most expensive. And I would always end up putting it back on the shelf. And I said to myself, well, one day. And so I got married early. And I'm divorced now, obviously, but I did get married early. And I remember that after my marriage was over, my first husband, I completely respect him. Don't get this wrong, but this is what he did in his immaturity. Tried to use money as a tool of manipulation,
right?
For me at the time. And I was determined. I'm like, I'm not going to allow anyone to control me or my body or just me as a woman because of money. So I made a deal with God. I said, God, if you bless me with money, I will be a conduit. I will help at least one family a month. I will give at least 10%, and you will be able to use me to help charities, to help impoverished communities, to help put walls on schools, or water in dry villages, or whatever it is you need. If you bless me with money, I will do that. And so God was like, okay, I'll give you $400 in food stamps. That sounds funny, but I promise you, Marva, that's a big deal for me because I was divorced. I was recently divorced, and I didn't have a job. And at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna need food for, so I had a son. It's like, I'm gonna need food for my son. So, let me apply for food stamps.
Right, right.
I did, and they
We've
turned
been,
me
we've all been
down,
there.
but they turned me down, Marva. And so I tried again, and then I got $400 in food stamps at the time. And so I was like, oh my God, okay, God, I said money, but if you're just giving me food stamps, let me show you what I'm going to do. So
Right.
I took $2 of the money and I shopped for the church, because each week the church that I attended would make dinner for members of the church that wanted to eat there, or people in the community that just needed food. So I spent $40, which is my 10% giving back to them. And then I would go in the parking lot and look for a family to bless. And so I spent over $50 to $100 of the $400 a month shopping for another family.
Wow.
And so that lasted for 4 months. And then God then blessed me with $1,000 a month. I mean, I came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I got consistent money coming in. And it was from school, but oh well, it was money. And then within 6 months, my business, the business that I'm in now, and I've made multiple millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars with this company, it kind of just fell in my lap. And I started out with a partner. And within 3 months after I established everything, they didn't have the money. They wanted me to get the building, put up all the money, do all the funding. Everything was in my name. And I didn't question it at the time. But when I look back, now I'm like, man, that was just God,
Right.
showing me that, if I'm faithful in the little, I will be faithful in much. So yeah, and I'm just
Fact.
so grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity and also that journey.
So can you tell me, listen, the interview's over. That's it. That was enough for me because that was amazing. I cannot say it enough that when you give from your heart and you don't go bragging about it, you don't go talking, you just give because that's what God intended for you to do. That's what God placed on your heart to do, and you were obedient with that.
Yeah.
He flourishes us.
Yes.
He will flourish us. And you just have to be patient. It may not come overnight. It's a process, but we still have to have faith. So I'm so excited for you to see a Black woman, a mother that took $400 and didn't use it for yourself, right? You went out and you kept your promise to God. And He then in turn has placed you right where you're sitting today. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for that. Can we talk about, and it's not just one business or two, I mean, you have businesses. Can we talk about building a business and how, like right now, I'm going through a difficult time in my business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people just think, it's going good. It's so easy. Let's talk about some of the roadblocks that you face, because we all know that nothing's perfect, right? Can you share with people some of your roadblocks and how you combated that, how you got past those?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that with every new level comes a qualifier. And I teach this to my team every year. And it's so funny to hear them in conversations, even when I'm not around, and they go through challenges. They're like, that's my qualifier. I'm like, okay, they're catching on. I believe that we all start at one space or at one place in our life, and where we are compared to where we want to be is called that journey. That space between those two gaps is called that journey. And most of us think that journey looks like, okay, I go get that job, I make 6 figures, I get the white picket fence, like it does not work like that.
Yeah.
It does not work. God looks at our journey, and He looks at our struggle, right? And what we went through in our youth, what our parents went through. And He says to us, and sometimes we don't understand this language, but He says to us, okay, if you really want to get to this level, right who you are right now, you're not qualified to be there. So I've got to put challenges and trials in your way to grow you into the person that you need to be in order to maintain you at that space.
Wow.
I say all the time to my team and to my mentees that if you get $1 million, it's best that you become a millionaire. That way you get to keep the money. So sometimes we set goals, right? And we wonder why we keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over and over again. And if we just get that the only trials or challenges we have to repeat are the ones that we refuse to learn from, then we will be able to like quickly, effortlessly catapult from one stage and one level to the next.
Wow.
But we've got to be willing not to just go through things, but to grow through those things. So if you think about your experiences, if you think about anyone, me, like personally, like we think about what it is that we keep repeating over and over again. It's those things that we keep making bad decisions while we're there in the midst of that. One of my biggest qualifiers, my very first qualifier was, remember I told you I started that business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So once I started that business, my partner left. That was my first time in this industry. She had been in the industry for years. I had no idea that there were other things, that the reason why she wanted everything in my name was because there were issues with her name.
Right.
I didn't know enough to know that. So she found out early on in this season that things were not looking good for her. And she had actually gotten herself in trouble that she probably couldn't get out of. So she went into hiding.
Right.
Here I am. So now I'm confronted with like hundreds of clients that were supposed to get their payout, supposed to get their product, and none of them did. So if you can imagine, do I run with her or do I deal with this angry mob outside my door?
Oh my gosh.
So I called when I tell you hundreds of people, and I had a small office. I shared a business office suite with some attorneys and other accountants. And when I tell you that it was over the matter of about 2 days, I did not eat, I did not sleep. And I called cops, I called the police. I'm like, listen, I don't want anyone to get arrested. These people just need help. So I'm willing to help them, but I need them to calm down.
Right.
And I need them to know that in order for me to help you, you've got to be respectful.
Right.
And if you can't be respectful, then you go figure this out yourself.
Right.
But if you're willing to show me the respect that I'm going to earn from you in advance through me doing this process, then we can build a relationship.
Wow.
So I sat there in my office for a good 2 days. And I took one client after the other, and I got on the phone with the bank. I got on the phone with the postman. I made sure that their driver's license matched their actual address. I faxed in all the information that I needed to make sure that every single solitary person got what they were expecting to get from now my business. And that increased my trust, my level of trust in the community. That increased their level of respect for me. To this day, it's been about 15 years now, and I'm known as Miss B, the guru in the industry still. And but I had to go through something, Marva.
Yeah.
And in that process, I could have made the immature and selfish decision to abandon them in the midst of a crisis.
Yeah.
But in that,
That's the easy way out, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to think in my industry, I'm in the finance industry, and one of the things that we do is we do deal with personal income taxes as well as business and tax planning. And my business, it's we cover a large spectrum of the finance world. But one of the things is knowing and realizing that most people will not get a bigger check than the one you give them at one time during that time of the year. So it's literally the biggest check that most of them will ever see for that year. So
Yeah.
we have to respect that. We have to respect how they feel about that. We have to respect their money. We have to respect their livelihood and move with integrity around that for them.
Right. So when I hear your story and when other people hear your story, like how sometimes we wallow in our stuff, right? And oh, woe is me. But then you hear your story and like, dang, if she could do that all by herself, I can do it. I can do it too. Why can't I do that too? But I think you said the key thing. If you go through a storm and you're not learning anything, that's where you are stuck. You just keep trying. Nothing worth having is going to come easy. And I just have to tell myself, and I try to tell other people that when I talk to them, is that we have to just stay the course. Stay the course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay the course and don't repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah. So
don't repeat the same. And so often, Marva, let me tell you this. So often we stay in circumstances, situations, and relationships that are bad for us because it is useful to our story. And if we can get out of the victim mentality and out of the mode of, like you said, woe is me, this happened to me. I did a lot of education, like self-education and personal development. I read a lot of books to, learn about money, to learn to respect money so that it can respect me and stay around. Okay?
Right.
I had to learn about self-elevation and the conversations that I actually have with myself. I had to also learn about not being a victim and, okay, when I am a victim, how does that make me feel? And what do I get out of being a victim? Right. And realize that as long as I take responsibility for no matter where I am in my life, if I can make the decision that, okay, I'm broke, I'm poor, my business is failing, I have a bad relationship, and my kids got snotty noses and they're bad. That's my fault. If I take the responsibility and say that I am responsible for everything positive and everything negative that's happening in my life, then I can also take the responsibility to change it. Woo! But it's when I blame or when I say that it's someone else's fault that I then stay in that space. So sometimes it's just about taking the responsibility and releasing anyone else in your life from the power of being wrong. Do you get that? Ooh. Like literally, sis, I had to go to my ex-husband and I had to tell him, like, listen, I no longer hold you responsible for being wrong in my life. I free you of that responsibility. Oh. Girl, if you hear my story, you'll be like, Technico did what? Sis. But it doesn't serve me. You understand?
Right.
What does that make of me to continue in that conversation? It keeps me in a conversation that's not empowering. It keeps me in a conversation that doesn't elevate me. And it certainly doesn't help me to accomplish my goals.
Whew. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I was not expecting this conversation to go this deep, and I needed it. I think we are appointed and things happen for a reason. We got to hear it. And the main reason for me ever starting to do these interviews, to create the magazine, was to be able to help others to see that it's okay to fail, but what are you going to do in that failure? It's okay to have issues. We're all going to have issues, but what are you going to do with it, right? But I want to lead by example, and I get weak sometimes, and I need this like from you today, right? To keep on pushing so that I can be an example and pull somebody else with me when it's time to do that and show them that it's okay that you're going to have issues, but what are you going to do with it? And what I like from you, what you said is you went back to your ex-husband. It's not his fault that you decided to do whatever it was y'all was doing that made you feel however you was feeling because you have
Correct.
control over that. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, we all have a story.
Yes, we do.
We all have been through stuff. So it's not one of my favorite mentors that he says is, you may or may not understand this, but I don't know. Are you familiar with Jim Rohn?
No.
Okay. Oh, amazing, amazing. He's passed away now. But one of the things that I took from him was we all, you know, like I said, we all go through things. Like we all have the blowing of the wind. We all have the blowing, and we all have the storms, the trials of life. But it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our life's future. It's the set of the sail. Does that make sense? So it's not the trial. It's not that you were molested when you were a kid. It's not that your husband abused you. It's not that you lost everything and had to start from scratch. It's
Right.
how you respond
To that.
to when those happen. And if you have any goals, and if you're a praying woman, God is going to allow certain things to happen for you. But so often we think that these things are happening to us instead of for us.
Yes. So currently, tell me, what are you doing currently? Or can we look forward to in 2023?
Oh my God. 2023 is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm most excited about my podcast right now. It is phenomenal. I love it. It's Dear Future Husband podcast. So if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, please, please go subscribe, share, comment, like. I want to get to at least 1,000 followers. I literally just launched it last week. So
Oh, did you? I remember saying, "Oh God, just please give me 100 people," and then I got, "Oh, please give me 1,000 people." So I know the journey. I know the struggle. What's the name of your YouTube?
The struggle is real.
It's real.
So right now I'm like, why aren't my followers going and subscribing?
They will. They will. What is
they're viewing. They're viewing, but the subscriptions, I'm like, subscribe,
hit that bell. Hit that bell.
the notification bell so that you know when I drop another one. So I've been very fortunate to have the most amazing guests on my platform. So it's just, oh my God. I don't like to announce who's going to be there until next time, until it actually launches, because I just, people are just like, what? You interview who?
So I was the opposite, and I would announce who was coming and like, oh, coming soon. So I may take that approach, and just wait and let it be a surprise. I like that. What's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's Dear Future Husband.
So that is the name of the channel?
That is the name of my channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys go out to YouTube right now as we speak to Dear Future Husband and just subscribe. Please go subscribe and like and share. It's free. It's free to hit like. It's free to share and support one another so that we can all build each other up, because when we come together, we become a force to reckon. So we gotta work together and not against each other. That's what I think.
That's right.
So if you had to leave, you dropped gems today. You dropped some gems today, and I appreciate that. But if you was talking to a young Belinda and knowing what you know today and where you are today, what are you telling her?
In what category? I have a lot to say to her.
I know.
Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to say this for sure. Because I understand the process of growth, maturity, I didn't ask to be born in a family that I was born in. So because of that, I know that I had to go through the things that I've gone through in order to live the lifestyle and have the results that I have today, right? But if I had to say to myself, say 20 years ago, if I had to give myself, I had to be my own mentor,
Yeah.
I would just say, stay the course. Believe in you. Do not allow anyone to make you doubt when you have a gut feeling. Never
Right.
believe that you, as a woman, have been giving an intuition, and always tap into that intuition. Don't go year after year and say, man, I feel like I'm having deja vu. No, when it happens, be
Yes.
so self-aware
Yes.
that you stop for a moment and examine what's happening so that you can prepare yourself. Because what tends to happen, you'll see that as moms, as wives, as just women of integrity. What tend to happen to us is that we're like, oh my God, I feel like I was here before. Or, oh my God, I feel like I met you
Yeah.
before. Oh my God, we have these oh my God moments.
Right.
Stop having the oh my God moments. Be
Right.
self-aware enough. Be in a quiet space enough.
Woo.
Spend time alone enough to be able to have downloads, spiritual downloads. That will be your guiding point in your life. Never get so busy. Stay sober. Stop drinking. Don't drink. Like, I didn't drink as a young woman. I take a glass of wine here and there now.
Okay.
But as a young woman, I think that was one of the things that really saved me. I stayed sober. People make fun of me because I was always sober. Like, oh, we don't trust people that
And you know what?
that don't drink. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I need to be your getaway driver. Okay, I got you.
And people
So,
that did drink then, earlier on, wish they had stayed sober. So
people miss out on so much
do
because they get drunk rather than facing your problem.
witness. I'm a
Deal
witness.
with it.
Yep.
Deal with your stuff now. So, because whatever you neglect to deal with will eventually come back and deal with you. So, operate with integrity, Belinda, talking, as a young woman, operate with integrity in all things. Be honest in all things.
In all things, yep.
Move with power and just believe in yourself.
Belinda.
Sure,
So anyway,
yeah.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing your story, because you are a successful Black woman and you made it, right? You did it, and it wasn't easy, but you stayed the course. That's the message today. Stay the course. That's the message. Stay the course, because I love the wave that you're on. I love that you love the Lord. I love that you love to help people. That's what I do. And so kudos to you. Go ahead and tell the people how they can reach you on all social media sites.
Okay, absolutely. So please feel free to go to my Instagram page. You can reach me at Miss B Sanders. Okay, that's at MS, B as in Belinda, and Sanders. Okay, that's SANDERS. So feel free to reach out to me, DM me, follow me. And if you DM me, once you follow me, then I actually follow back. Yes.
She does. She does.
I follow back. So also follow and please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. It's Dear Future Husband YouTube. And we are releasing new podcasts at least twice a month. So
Awesome. Well, we support you here at Black Link Magazine. We will be watching, we will be following you, and I can't wait till we meet again in person.
I'm super excited to be partnered with Posner Cosmetics. We will be introducing very soon a lip balm. One of my favorite features for me are my lips. I love my lips. No, I don't have any injections. I just have natural Black lips, child. Okay. But they're always just so nice and soft, so I'm excited about that. And it's going to be the Dear Future Husband edition.
Oh, wow.
To add to my relaxation. So I'm super excited about that. So we will also have a Dear Future Husband candle that we're releasing with that in conjunction with the lip balm and gloss. So Yeah.
Girl, you go get your bag, you do your thing. Also, go follow her YouTube channel. It's important. Dear Future Husband on YouTube. Go follow and subscribe. Subscribe to her channel. Also follow Black Link Magazine, the Black Link Experience on YouTube. And don't forget, we are in Books A Million stores on all of the newsstands. So Belinda will be in the March edition. So go pick you one up for that. All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here for now. But remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.